The intersection of civilizations and cultures. A republic city from past to future, in a geography that witnessed an epic struggle. Ulubei Blandos antique city from the Hellenistic period, and Sebaste antique city from the Roman period. The 25,000-year-old Clonderus aqueduct that carries water to the antique city of Pepuza, a unique formation and wonder of nature from millions of years ago. The world's second biggest canyon, Uşak Ulubei Canyon. Ulubei Canyon's adventure park, filled with adrenaline and excitement, and a glass observation terrace where you can see all these unique beauties. Uşak Archaeology Museum that displays the world-famous treasure of Croesus and the winged seahorse brooch. A historical caravanserai from the Selçuk period, İngi Inn. Mustafa Kemal Atatürk's Command Center, Uşak Atatürk and Ethnography Museum, Uşak train station with its historical structure and architecture, a very special journey to the depths of history, 1922 Diorama Museum. The land of heroes that performed legendary acts during the Turkish War of Independence, Keçeli Kara Murat Cemetery, Takmak Cemetery, and Göğe Victory Monument. Urban History Museum, which attracts attention with its horizontal architecture and unique assets of the city's culture. A richness of civilization at the heart of history and the land of unique beauties. Lakes and excursion sites at the heart of nature. A city that boasts beautiful natural and artificial lakes. Taş Yaran Valley, a very special travel destination. From the Signory period, the seal of the Turkish Islam civilization, Uşak Ulu Mosque. Most special dishes of Anatolian culinary culture. The homeland of Tarhana, the famous Uşak bride halva, and other types of halva. The land that offers various special delicacies. A city where a profound history meets tradition and cultural values. One of the most glorious folk dances of Anatolia. The rhythm of the music and unique figures. A traditional sport, mounted javelin. A geography where historical cultural values reach the world through carpets and rugs. The famous Uşak carpet and Eşme rug. Weaving hands. Weave the house. Soft and warm Uşak blanket. A city that is the rising star in thermal tourism that welcomes its visitors in very special facilities. Otopark, located in the city center and at the heart of the city. Historical Uşak houses with colorful exteriors and bay windows. An environmentally friendly city that contributes to the country's economy. Turkey's recycling center. The capital of civilizations and cultures. A city that has written its history through epics. Uşak, the city of independence that becomes more meaningful as you discover it. Settlement in Uşak began in 4000 BC. Even though you can find traces of the Hittites and the Phrygia in Uşak, the dominant culture in the city is Ionian. In 620 BC, Uşak was solely controlled by Lydia. The rule of Lydia, which was the first nation to mint coins and was the richest kingdom in the world at that time, lasted until 546 BC. The King's Road, which began in Ephesus, extended into the depths of Uşak during that period. Uşak, which has been ruled by the Persians, Alexander the Great, Bergama Kingdom, Romans, Byzantines, Selçuk, and the Ottoman Empire, has a very rich culture thanks to the existence of different civilizations for thousands of years. Uşak, which is referred to as a city of the Republic because of its valiant struggle during the Turkish War of Independence, was the city that changed the course of the national struggle. The antique city, which is located in the village of Sulumenli in the borough of Ulubey, was established by people who came from Macedonia after Alexander the Great's expedition to Anatolia. The city, which was then ruled by the Bergama Kingdom and the Roman Empire, increased its importance during the Roman period. The castles, temples, theatre, stadium and rock tombs are important structures in the city, which is located on a peninsula surrounded by deep valleys. Blandos antique city was built on a peninsula that is surrounded by deep and steep valleys on three sides. Since it was built on a land that resembles the peninsula, entrance to the city was via the gate on the north. Some of the remains of the city have survived to this date. The arch of the gate of the northern walls, built during the Hellenistic period, some parts of the mint factory, managerial buildings, some parts of the ramparts, a stadium that has bleachers on only one side, remains of the theatre located on the southern slope, and rock tombs are structures that are worth seeing. Sebaste antique city was built by Rome's first king, Augustus, in 20 BC. Sebaste, which was one of the most important cities in Anatolia during the Roman period, became the episcopal seat of neighboring cities in the 9th century BC. Sebaste, which lives its most glorious days during the Byzantine period, is located 35 kilometers from the city center of Uşak. Sebaste, which was at the center of the roads that led from north to south and east to west during the Roman Empire period, was an important trade center, accommodation, and resting hub. During the excavations that are still going on, two churches, one big and one small, and a silo belonging to the episcopal seat were discovered. It is believed that settlement continues for 7,000 years straight in the antique city, which dates back to the late Neolithic age. Clanderous Aqueduct was built 2,500 years ago to bring water to Pupusa antique city from Banas Creek. The aqueduct, which was built in the Hellenistic style, is narrow and has one arch. The aqueduct, which is one of the rare structures that retains its natural beauty, was built by the Phrygia kingdom. The bridge was built with the overlapping technique on a stable rock consisting of two main trunks called elephant feet. The two corners of the bridge were placed on mountain rocks. The bridge is 24 meters long, 17 meters deep, and 1.75 meters wide. The exterior of the stones is engraved with pencil, and the large stones of the arches were locked together. Inai Inn, which is 40 kilometers from Uşak city center, is believed to have been along the travel route since the Antique Age. The inn, which is believed to be built around the year 1500, is a square-planned structure and stands on arches made with the cut stone technique. The inn, which was first covered with dirt and then with bricks after a roof was built, was recently renovated. It is believed that the caravanserai and the bridge in front of it were built during the same period. The building, which now serves as the Ataturk and Ethnography Museum, was built in the 1890s. The building, which was owned by the Kaftancızade family, a prominent family in Uşak, was used as a command center during the Turkish War of Independence. Ataturk greeted Trikopius, the commander of the Greek army in this building and received the commander's gun and sword with his aides İsmet Pasha, Halit Akmansu, and Asim Pasha. Even though Trikopis was a prisoner, Ataturk showed him true Turkish hospitality. The structure, which was nationalized in the middle of the 1970s, was reopened in September 1978 as the Ataturk and Ethnography Museum. On the ground floor of the two-story wooden structure, you can see regional and ethnographical items, historical Uşak carpets, and other items. The entire upper floor is the Ataturk Museum. The museum boasts mirrors, coffee tables, and chairs from that period, Ataturk's bedroom, and clothes belonging to Ataturk. Ataturk and Ethnography Museum is visited by guests as a symbolic structure because of its important role during the Turkish War of Independence. Historical Uşak houses, which are one of the symbols of Uşak, reflect the cultural richness of the city. These wooden houses with bay windows, which were built during the first years of the Turkish Republic and showcase Ottoman architectural characteristics, are located in the neighborhoods of Aybey, Uşak, Karaağaç, and Kurtuluş. The first floors of these houses are usually made from stone and the second from wood. The second floors have bay windows, cradle roofs, and bricks. The exterior of the houses is decorated with carvings and frescoes and painted in different colors. The interiors of the houses are large and spacious. The majority of these houses, which reflect the city's architectural traits and cultural richness in the most special way, had been restored and placed under protection. Uşak has a very special place in history when it comes to railroad transportation. As of the end of the 19th century, Uşak has a very important place when it comes to railroad transportation between Izmir and Afyon-Karahisar. The historical Uşak train station building, which was built by the French in 1890, is still being used today. The historical train station building, which is a very special architecture with its Marseille-type tiled wooden barrel roof, flat arches on the doors and windows, keystones and cut stone covered structure, is still in service today. The historical train station, which is an important asset for the city's tourism with its architectural structure and atmosphere, has also been used as a setting for many movies. Uşak Archaeology Museum has 3 floors. On the first floor, you can see archaeological items found within the borders of Uşak in chronological glass cases. The second floor, which is the mezzanine, is all about money and the history of money. The third floor is entirely dedicated to the Lydia period and a treasure of Croesus. In this area, you could see examples from the daily life in Lydia, burial traditions, and the treasure of Croesus, categorized by the tumuli they were found in. The last gallery in the museum is the ethnography section. In this section, you can see examples from recent history and unique artworks from the city's cultural richness. This area also displays live enactments of weaving and javelin and a miniature replica of Ulu Mosque. Uşak Archaeology Museum also displays idols from the early Bronze Age, beaked jugs, stone axes, earthenware from the Hellenistic and Roman periods, glass artworks, tomb steles, offering steles, penance scriptures, statues from Blandos excursion site, gold jewelry, diadems, glass containers, and coins from various periods in history. Uşak Archaeology Museum is also the home of the winged seahorse brooch, which is one of the most valuable pieces of the treasure of Croesus. Ulu Mosque, which is located in the city center of Uşak, was built by Kafşidoğlu Mehmed during the reign of Yakub II, according to its fountain epigraph dated 1419. The mosque, which displays Anatolian Seljuk and early Ottoman architectural traits, was built from cut stones. The mosque consists of the five-domed last congregation area in the north and the sanctuary in the Qibla. The courtyard, which is lower than the road, is paved with stones. The entrance has 3 doors and it's covered with 5 domes that are supported with thick stone columns with steep arches. The rectangular worship area is simple but has a peaceful atmosphere. The stone-carved altar lost its originality after it was decorated in the Ottoman Empire style. The minaret of the mosque is cylindrical. It stands on a pedestal as high as the wall of the mosque and has a single balcony. According to the notes of famous traveler Evliya Çelebi, Burmala Mosque was built in 1570 and is a very special mosque that has made it to this day. According to the epigraph on its door, it was repaired in 1769. Its minaret, made from red bricks and grooved. The mosque has 2 main domes and a small one at the exit. Its pointy arched stone door leads to the entrance. The main space is covered with a large dome sitting on an octagonal drum. Since the windows are small, the interior of the mosque is dusky. Burmala Mosque survived fires in 1867 and 1922 and was renovated in 1922 and 1988. Ulubey Canyon, which is 77 kilometers long and is the world's second biggest canyon, is located in the borough of Ulubey. Ulubey Canyon is home to unique beauties, a magnificent nature, and a wonderful glass observation terrace. Ulubey Canyon contains a main canyon that runs along Banaz Creek and Ulubey Creek, and other canyons that are connected to the main canyon. The canyon is 33 kilometers from Uşak city center, and you can see water channels from the antique age, rock tombs, and caves along the canyon. Ulubey Canyon is a very special geography with its flora and fauna, its width, which reaches 500 meters in some places, and many structures from the antique age, Seljuk, and Ottoman periods. It's a place where you can find nature and history together. The glass observation terrace, located at 150 meters, offers a great area to see the amazing richness of the canyon. The terrace, which is perfectly safe, is covered with bulletproof glass that is resistant to pressure and weight. This special space that feels like you're walking on air is frequented by local and foreign tourists. Taş Yaran Valley, which is 45 kilometers from the city center along the Uşak-İzmir highway, is a very special geographical site that was formed with water, wind, and tectonic movements. Rocks that cover the valley and change color all along the area make up for an amazing visual feast. Gediz River, which is fed by the waters of the mountains in western Anatolia, has done some amazing things at this part of Gediz Basin. The water of the river has carved the stones in this valley and has created a very special and interesting canyon. The jagged formations, shaped by the river's erosion over thousands of years, are beautiful enough to inspire sculptors and painters. The unique vegetation and geological formations of the valley, which also has a walking route of approximately 2,500 meters, attracts the attention of local and foreign tourists from all over the world. Diorama 1922 National Struggle Museum, which attracts attention from people of all ages with its structure that reflects the national soul of Uşak, is a very special museum that takes you on a journey back in time. The museum, which reflects the historical memories from the national struggle years and consists of 12 floors, displays many photos and paintings that showcase the epic Turkish War of Independence. The museum, which also boasts the wax statues of people who were critical in helping Uşak get rid of foreign invasion, is also important in strengthening urban history and the preservation cultural memory. Diorama 1922 National Struggle Museum displays paintings and portraits that depict the war and the hyper-realistic silicon statues of war heroes. The photo called "This is How We Won the Republic," which was taken in Uşak, is also on display at the museum. The Urban History Museum, where the chronological history, geography, national struggle, touristic assets, natural beauties, folkloric assets, and gastronomical riches are displayed through documents, enactments, visual presentations, and mock-ups, has a 1,000 square meter indoor area. The museum consists of the main building, a mezzanine in the main building, a courtyard, and 11 rooms in the courtyard. The building, which is home to the museum, attracts attention with its history. The first electricity to illuminate the streets in Turkey was produced right here in this building. In addition to many galleries and artifacts, the carpet section in the museum presents a visual feast. This section displays the reproductions of paintings of famous European painters that include the famous Uşak carpets, tools used in carpet weaving, and visuals that detail Uşak carpets. Uşak is a city where unique delicacies turn into a very special gastronomy richness. The most popular dish in this cuisine is tarhana soup. This dish, which originated in Uşak, is popular all over the country. In addition, Uşak is famous for its bride halva and other types of halva. Halva, which is made with natural and organic ingredients, is a delight with its flavor and quality. Uşak's culinary culture includes many dishes from Anatolia as well as its regional dishes, such as keşkeki, kebabs, meat dishes, bulgur dishes, and desserts. Uşak is also known for its folk dances. Uşak folk dances, which were inspired by many other traditional Anatolian folk dances, are rich in variety. Dances performed by men start with a slow walk, continue with a musical dance, and accelerate after a shout-out. The dance is repeated during the chorus, then it's back to the walk. The most popular folk dance is called the İslamoğlu Zeybek. This dance has a special folk song played with a lute. The tempo and figures of the dance are very special. Uşak folk dances are a very special cultural asset and are performed at weddings, henna nights, parties, and special days. Javelin, which came from Anatolia from Central Asia, is a very popular sport in Uşak. Javelin, which was considered to be a war game by the Ottomans, became very popular in the 19th century. Javelin, which involves two teams, is a game where the harmony between people and horses and the talent in speed and maneuver is at a maximum. During the game, teams line up across from each other at the end of the field. On their right hand is the first javelin they will throw, and a whip on their other hand. A mounted person goes forward from one of the teams and gets 30 to 40 meters closer to the other team. He throws the javelin to one of his rivals, then turns back. The opponent quickly chases him and throws his javelin to his running opponent. This time, another javelinist from the first line greets him. The man from the second line tries to turn quickly to take his position. This time his opponent chases him and throws his javelin. Mounted javelin, which is filled with speed, action, and excitement, is a great sport where you can see the harmony between a man and his horse. Uşak is the creator of 15th century early Ottoman period carpets and the carpeting center of the Ottoman period. Uşak carpets, which were exported abroad in the 1500s after capitulations, made it to European dynasties, noble families, palaces, and the paintings of famous artists. Uşak carpets, which were featured on paintings of famous artists such as Hans Holbein and Lorenzo Lotto, have taken the name of their painters and are called Lotto and Holbein. During the reign of Suleiman the Magnificent, Uşak carpets gained a lot of importance. During that time, masters who were brought in from Azerbaijan weaved Uşak carpets with new styles. Muftis were tasked to control the production of the carpets so that they didn't lose their characteristics. Designs were created by miniaturists and artists for palace carpets. Uşak carpets, which made their way to Ottoman palaces, European chateaus, mosques, and churches, are not just carpets, but important cultural assets and symbols of prestige. At the Dokur House Traditional Handicrafts Carpet Center, Uşak carpets are woven to showcase carpet weaving and the unique richness of Uşak carpets. Uşak carpets, which are produced in hundreds of looms with traditional techniques, enables this unique cultural asset to be continued and introduced to foreign cultures. Uşak carpets, which are woven with original root dyes, traditional motifs and techniques, are sent to national and international exhibitions, ensuring the continuity of this unique cultural richness. Doklian El-Ler Carpet and Rug House is another center in Uşak that contributes greatly to the production and advertising of the world-famous Uşak carpets. The center, which tries to produce the world-famous Uşak carpets according to their originals, with great care and effort, operates out of the historical Çeşmeli Çift Mansion, which was restored by the Uşak Provincial Directorate. The center, which was established to keep the carpentry culture alive, preserves this special heritage and transfers them to future generations. Produces historical Uşak carpets with great care, thanks to female weavers that never steer away from the original recipe. Eşme rugs, which are weaved with regional accumulation, have structural characteristics that can't be found in other regions in Anatolia. Rugs in Eşme are weaved on steep looms called ıstar by women. These rugs, which are sometimes made for commercial use or to be added to dowries, come in different shapes and sizes. The knots of Eşme rugs have medium thickness wool and cotton. The corners are decorated with small motifs. Red, green, blue, black, white, brown, and deep blue are the most commonly used colors. In Eşme rugs, green means wish, blue means hope, red symbolizes passionate love, and purple means sorrow. Every rug tells a different story. Eşme Rug House and City Archive is a very special ethnographical exhibition space that was established to advertise, protect, and transfer this cultural asset to future generations. Uşak is a famous city when it comes to blanket manufacturing. Uşak blankets, which are produced in modern facilities with the right raw materials, are exported all around the world. Uşak, which has had a huge weaving culture throughout history, is also very famous for its sturdy, durable, quality, and varied blankets, besides its carpets and rugs. Millions of Uşak blankets that are produced and exported to the entire world contribute greatly to the Turkish economy. Uşak is a city that diversifies tourism with its thermal facilities. Hamamboğazı Thermal Tourism Area is known as the treatment that comes from underground with its quality water and minerals. The area, with its outdoor and indoor pools, thermal spaces, hot water therapies, and accommodation areas, attracts attention as a resting and rejuvenation spot that is great for treatment. The physical, chemical, and bacterial analysis of the water that comes from the area has been done, and it was concluded that the water had healing qualities. This thermal water, which is helpful in the treatment of stomach, liver diseases, and chronic rheumatism, welcomes its visitors for a chance to try this healthy experience. Uşak, which is the city of poets of the inner Aegean region, is a city of independence which has written its history with legends and is the capital of civilizations and cultures that becomes more meaningful as you discover it. Uşak is a richness of civilization and culture at every step.